If you're looking here at the rate sheet is important because the rate sheet talks about optional products. Things like the optional insurance for vacancy and maintenance losses. I've designed the program so that there's insurance products to offset vacancy and maintenance. As I'll show you in another tutorial, the positive cash flow generated by the property is reinvested in the property each month. While there will be some nominal positive cash flow, it does not account for vacancy and maintenance. So technically, the property should cash flow negatively. But if you purchase the optional products, you're writing one check for a 5-year period with very few exceptions. You won't have any expenses to pay. And that's what this is about. It talks about the rate sheets, talks about the rates, talks about the different down payment amounts, answers some frequently asked questions, and also talks a little bit about how you can use this program to have total control of your income within 5 years. After that, I compare traditional financing with things like a bank loan or with a short-term retirement program. Say, for example, if people wanted to pay cash, what are the benefits? What are the drawbacks? If somebody had a bank loan, putting 20 or 30% down, what are the benefits? What are the drawbacks? And then with the short-term retirement program, which also requires a down payment. And it compares those and talks about some different ideas. The program in action is really where the meat and potatoes of the program is described. And I've taken a property just like this property here at Briarwood, which is a property that I own. So if you look here on memphisinvestmentproperties.net, you can see the pro forma, and I've built this out because I own this property and I know that this program works. And I compare in example 1 here. It shows how a property would play out over the years if somebody used all cash to purchase. In example 2, it uses the same subject property, but shows exactly how much interest you would pay, how many years you'd have to pay it off, and what your total 30-year net gain would be. For example, in the first example, the all-cash buyer would make, assuming that there is no appreciation and no rent increase, although we know that rents traditionally double over 14 years, the person would make almost $184,000. The person that uses bank financing uses less cash, but makes less than $100,000. The short-term retirement program person makes almost as much as the person who pays all cash, but they used half the cash, and they had only 5 years until it was completely paid off. So it's very unique, it's very proprietary, but it was also designed for investors to finally begin to win. When you go to how to get started, I've thrown in some more examples. Here, I show what happens if somebody wants to buy a house using cash, the same property on Briarwood. But in our example, using the same amount of cash, somebody could buy 2 properties and double their returns, which is almost 170% return over the all-cash buyer when compared over a 30-year period. Now that sounds exciting. But beyond the IRA basics, I also have a third example, which is exactly what this program is designed for. And this program was designed for people to decide how much money they want to make through passive residual income over a specified period of time, and based on that, they go ahead, they make a one-time investment, and then they reinvest the dividends that they get in every 5-year period. So, there's a conservative example of somebody who wants to invest $100,000. There is no minimum investment, by the way. But for even numbers, if somebody wanted to invest $100,000, what their total equity would be after a 5-year period. Then I have a moderate example here. And this is for if people want to buy a property, let's say 5 properties at a $20,000 purchase price per unit each. And at the end of 5 years, they sell 2 properties, reinvest those gains using a 1031 exchange, and buy more property. And then they keep some properties for cash flow. And then here I have a very aggressive example, which is a 15-year model of people buying properties, reselling them, using a 1031 tax-deferred exchange to take the capital gains and invest those into additional properties. And they do that again after year 10 here. And if you look at this, you'll realize that in 15 years, based on a one-time $100,000 investment, they'll have annualized net cash flow of almost $184,000, and a total equity position of $1.8 million. Close to $2 million in equity from a one-time $100,000 investment. And again, this does not factor for any compounding, no appreciation, and no increase in rental values. Of course, we know the rental values increase every 14 years. Rents traditionally double. So based on that, that is exactly what the short-term retirement program is. I can get into more details about short-term retirement program, and will do so in future tutorials. But if you are looking right now at buying investment property, but you're not sure where to put your money, maybe you don't live in the Memphis area, but you want to buy very, very low-cost real estate, you want to get excellent positive passive cash flow, and you want it done within a turnkey framework, that's what the short-term retirement program is about. Take a look at it. If you have any questions, you can email me, Robert Feol. My last name is Feol @gmail.com. And you can also listen to me on 9:90 a.m. in Memphis every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon Central Time, where we do a little bit of talking about the short-term retirement program. But this was designed for you to win. It was designed for people who want to make money in investment real estate. Instead of waiting for 30 years to own the property in the clear, which is when you really begin to make money, you own it in 5 years. The optional vacancy and maintenance insurance products allow you to mitigate your risk with a one-time upfront investment within a totally turnkey program. Non-recourse loans furnished by private lenders allow people with self-directed 401ks or IRAs to make an investment with no risk to themselves. So that's what the program is about. If you want some more information, you can email me or you can call me. Information is here on the site. There's, again, embedded videos, and there will be more. But go to shorttermretirement.com, and we hope to see you here in the Memphis area. Good luck and good investing. This is Robert Feol with shorttermretirement.com, signing off.